How did you come up with the name of your podcast?
Yeah, that's a funny story. So I was out in Los Angeles staying with my friend Justin in Venice Beach, and we were just hanging out. And I was like, "Dude, I'm going to launch a podcast." And he was like, "Yeah, man, you should do it." And so we were trying to come up with the name. We were sat out on his deck drinking beers, and we're like going through all these names. And he was like, "You should call it the King of Bedford." And I was like, "No, that sounds dumb. It's got to be something to do with Bitcoin." He was like, because I got into Bitcoin because a couple of times. The second time I came back, the proper time was, when my mum got sick. I've told the story a bunch of times. I don't need to keep telling it, but it needs to be about like what Bitcoin has done for my life. And it's like, yeah, because Bitcoin's done a lot of stuff here. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, and did a lot of things for other people. And he was like, yeah, something to do with what Bitcoin did for people. And I was like, yeah, man, let's come with what Bitcoin did. So, I mean, I can't remember the exact conversation, but it just came out like that. I was like, yeah, fuck it. And it just seems to be, I don't, I don't think I appreciated how good the title was at the time, but actually it's a really good title because you can see interviews with people and they talk about Bitcoin. They're like, what Bitcoin did was open up the economy here. What Bitcoin did was allow people to do this. And like, a lot of my stuff is telling stories of what Bitcoin did in El Salvador, what Bitcoin did for Jack Mallers, what Bitcoin did for me. So I think it turned out to be a better name than I really anticipated. I kind of got lucky with it, did.